What's going on, guys? Mr. Domo here, and welcome back to the channel. So things are a little bit slow right now. I'm at the mercy of, orders being fulfilled online, and plus I still have figures getting graded by AFA. And so as you can see here, I wanted to share my Kenner Star Wars R2-D2 variant collection that I started, I would say I started probably at the beginning of this year. And so there is 7 here. I do have 2 more that are getting graded, and then I do have my C3PO getting graded at the same time. And so right now, since I was just like, you know what, things are slow, might as well share my collection with you guys. And so right now I'm gonna try to keep this keep it in order as the date that they were released. So I'm gonna go ahead and start it off with the 2 R2-D2 units that were released in 1977, and these guys are the original R2-D2 that were released. And this one is a 1977 Kenner Star Wars loose action figure, country of origin Hong Kong, R2-D2, and he received an 85+. Now this is a Hong Kong, and so I really just wanted to talk about the 2 different country of origin. So this one is a Taiwan that got recently graded in my previous video, and this is a 1977 Kenner Star Wars loose action figure, Taiwan, country of origin R2-D2, and he received a 75+. Now the big things that are really kind of noticeable is like the dome. You can see how the Hong Kong has kind of like a lighter blue, and the Taiwan has a darker blue color to that dome. Another thing that someone was pointing out, that the Taiwan seems to be a fatter, I guess a more pudgier R2-D2 unit. So I don't know if you guys could see that, but I could kind of see it, and that is kind of crazy that the Taiwan's a little pudgier, which is kind of funny. And then also on the side here, that blue stripe, you could tell that the Taiwan is a lot darker than the Hong Kong version. So that is really interesting, and you could totally see the contrast of the 2 different colors on that dome, which is really nice. So so far those are the 2 variants that I'm aware of. Of course, there is a little lady out there, which is, I mean, I've been trying to look for one, but to get one at somewhat decent condition is kind of hard. I mean, they're really beat up, the stickers are already like coming off and so forth. So those are the 2 1977 kind of the first of the R2-D2 units. Now what came right after that one was the 3rd leg, the R2-D2 with the 3rd leg there. And this guy is kind of unique because he only came as a play set. So this was the only way to obtain this guy, and there is no other variants. It's just this guy right here. And this guy is a 1979 Kenner Star Wars loose action figure, no country of origin, R2-D2 from the Droid Factory playset, and he received a 70. So really interesting. I mean, this is a really unique piece right here. To get these guys in mint condition, I mean, they're out there, but I mean, the price is also with it. So, you can see some scuff marks on the dome here, and this guy kind of resembles the Taiwan as far as the color, but there is no painting on the leg. And then what's unique about this guy is he does come with the 3rd leg, and which is nice also that you get to build this R2-D2 unit, which is really nice. So there it is. There's 2 right there, 2 from the 1977 release date. Here's one that came with the play set, and what came right after that, actually, yeah, so here is the Takara, which was a Japanese toy line. And what's unique about this, obviously you can see he is a wind-up R2-D2 unit. and he came out, yeah, so it was a 1978 Takara Star Wars loose action figure, country of origin Japan, and this is a wind up R2-D2, and he received an 80, which is really nice. These guys also, they're kind of famous for their little stickers coming off, you know, when they're getting graded. So there he is. It says Star Wars R2-D2, and you can see Japan, and then the toy line Takara. Now they did make their own. They did release like a regular R2-D2, you know, as part of that Takara line. And I think there's probably some small variants, of course. Like the biggest variance with these R2-D2 is like the sticker and how the placement of the design, and then of course the color. So I think the Takara might have some different variants on that sticker. But the one that's really unique is the C3PO Takara, because that one has like an alternate head scope that is really just really significant to that Takara toy line. So that is really cool. So right after that, these two got released. And this is from the Empire Strikes Back. Now this is the R2-D2 unit with the sensor scope. As you can see right there, you could kind of like lift that up. And this guy released in 1981. So this is a Kenner Star Wars loose action figure, country of origins Hong Kong, R2-D2 with the sensor scope, and he received a 75. And there is two different types of variants with the Hong Kong. There's like a soft, I believe it's a soft plastic, and then there's a hard plastic. And so one of the differences, like the date stamp that's on the rim there of the R2-D2 at the bottom, and then just the color of that white. Now this guy, he's a Hong Kong, and here I have a bagged R2-D2. Now he is also a R2-D2 with the sensor scope, but this is a bagged version of it. And with these bags, I mean, let me just read this the label here. So this is a I don't know if you guys can see that, 1981 Kenner Star Wars bagged figure. This is Empire Strikes Back. This is a C-type bag, R2-D2 with the sensor scope, and he received an 80. Now I recently just picked this guy up, really nicely. I mean, I love the bag because it's really clean. You can see it right there, Kenner, made in Hong Kong. But also with these bagged figure is that there is a slight difference, obviously, in the color. So I don't know if this guy is the other type of plastic, you know, that soft or hard plastic. But AFA doesn't really, you know, distinguish those when they make up their labels. So with these bag figures, really interesting. So as you can see, it does say ESB, and then it says -C. Now C is like the category of the bags. Now these bag figures have like different categories. They have like, it really depends on the seal. So this guy right here, the C is a taped with a crisp bag, and then the Kenner logo is in blue, and then of course it will say made in Hong Kong in blue. Now there's different versions to these bags. Now it ranges from like A to H on the Empire Strike Back. Now there's two types of seals, so they could be like a tape seal, so I think you can see it right there. There's that little piece of tape, and then there's a heat seal, which is pretty much, you know, the bag is just heated and sealed, you know, by the manufacturer. And then the bag also has, there's two types of those bags. So you have like a soft bag, and then you have like a real crisp bag. And so this is the crisp bag. And then another variant to that category is the Kenner logo. So either it'll say Kenner, or it'll have it in block letters, and then of course the country of origin, and then the color of that. And so this right here obviously goes into that C category, just because of the you know, the type of seal, which is tape, the bag type, and then of course the text on the bag. So really nice. This is the only bag figure that I have, so I wanted to get a bagged R2-D2, and there is, I mean, you know, with a New Hope Empire Strikes Back and the Return of the Jedi, they all have their own category, and each figure like has their own like how they were packaged. So very interesting about these bag figures. And I know there's like a sub community out there that just collects bagged Star Wars figures out there, so that is pretty interesting. Now the last one that I have here, of course, this is the R2-D2 from the cartoon series Droids. So here we have a 1985 Kenner Star Wars loose action figure, no country of origin, R2-D2 from the cartoon series Droids, and he received an 80+. So this is probably my all-time favorite droid. It's just because, I mean, you know, compare to these other guys, I mean, you know, the color scheme, everything like that is so unique to this droid. And of course, he does come with that green lightsaber, like the pop-up lightsaber in the last 17. Now, I know there is a, I want to say glass light or glass lead version of this R2-D2 that looks very similar with the color scheme and everything like that. And of course, that's a different toy company. But I mean, this guy is very interesting, and I am so glad to actually get this guy in my collection. And so as of right now, I do have a last 17 pop-up R2-D2 to go with my my last 17 collection, but to also go with this collection. And then I do have a, I think it's a Mexican bootleg R2-D2. So so right now I am still in the hunt for these R2-D2 variants, and I mean, it is so unique just to see how they evolved, and of course the different designs of these guys. So that's pretty much it. I just want to share my R2-D2. Once I get you know, my C3PO collection up, I mean, I will definitely share that with you guys. And of course, I am working on my Java variant collection, and so far I have the light brown Stitch, a dark brown Stitch, and a purple Stitch. And so I still have a couple more getting graded. They should be back anytime soon, and I definitely will do an unboxing video once those guys come in. But that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Thank you for the support, and I will talk to you guys later.